Some of you were wondering how I do this, so I'm going to make a quick video. This is the thing that I record with, and it's got all sorts of settings I'm not going to explain, but I will show. So it's got settings for streaming, settings for recording on quality, and all sorts of stuff. Audio. This is if I'm streaming. If I'm recording, it doesn't matter. If I'm streaming, there's a chat window. This here is the audio mixer. This you can see here is me talking. That's my mic. When I had the second mic hooked up, this would be the kid's second mic. I'll try to put them on the same mic. I have other mics. I can actually put in like a whole bunch of mics. And the desktop audio is doing nothing right now because there's no audio. But if I were to play something, you would see it do something. Different captures. So you're going to see it disappear here in a second if I turn off display capture, because now it is doing the audio, but it is not capturing the display. And there's a variety of those that I can use. I'm not going to go into those because I just want to show you the basics of what I use and how I do different things. So I'm going to, I can pause recording and resume recording here. I also have a hotkey for that in CapCut here. That's my video editing software. Oh, hang on. I'm going to pause recording. Okay. It takes forever and a day to start, but there, it started. It is a little slow to start. No, I keep telling you to do it and you don't. Okay, let me open end screen. I saved it as a preset, but this is, if I ever want to change it, I have it saved here, and I'm not going to move it because I might change it later, and that makes it easier to change it. Oh, there we go. It has no music in it because I would put the music in later, as I might change the music based on the game. So you can see each of these is like, this is a line here. Each of these is something up there, so that's the subscribe thing. This is a click animation, which is not, that's, let me play it. See that little animation right there? See how that comes up, the thing comes across. I can put the videos here, or the playlist here, and my subscribe button here. I really like it. I'm going to be doing that on my newer series, and I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, step one, what I do is go to Audacity. There, it's up. Open, I guess I'll just do the Cat Quest one, maybe. So I'd open it, and these are all, oh, each of those are saved on a different channel. The things I showed you in OBS with this mixer have different settings. So channel 1 is everything, that's for streaming, so that all of this stuff comes through, both mics and the desktop audio comes through on the stream. And then for recording purposes, I have desktop audio on 2, my mic on 3, and the second mic, if used, on 4. So that's why I am only going to open 2, 3, and 4, because this is one I did with Connor. So there is 4th mic. And then that takes a little time. And then you get this madness. So one of the first things I'll do is I will mute this and listen to both, or actually usually I prefer to listen to each of these separately just to see if there's any issues I can tell right away I have on the audio. So I guess let me try that. I'll just play. Welcome back. I know I've said this probably the last 3 videos, but sounds good. I'm going to go up here where I see a lot of stuff going on. It's a lowly soldier. Sorry. Sounds really good, actually. I haven't even compressed it or anything.
Struggling as it is, but Lion Ear doesn't care.
I just put a filter on. Yeah, I just put a filter on that compresses it when you record. I'll show you that. So if we go here to filters, I have a noise gate filter, and that I already had on, because that way I won't be picking up me on his mic or him on my mic. The compressor helps when we're too quiet or too loud. And the limiter is just for too loud. So sometimes we yell when we record. It happens. Games can be exciting. And that actually sounds a lot better from the get-go. It's the first time I've actually listened to audio that I did that with. But I'll listen to a few spots. That's button noises. And me breathing. Okay. Now I'll listen to Connor's. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to solo Connor's. And I'm going to listen to a few places.
He's from space. He looks like either he's from space. He's either from space or he's some kind of god.
I do hear me a little bit in the background, but like not bad. It always does get it a little, but as long as mine is louder, you can't tell. So then what I'm going to do... Atlas, will you be quiet? is yell at the dog. That's always a step. It's an important step. Don't miss that step. Let's see. I'm going to go to effect. I want the noise removal. Too bad we can't remove the dog. I think it was noise gate is where I had it. I have a preset in here for echo, and that should remove my echo. And that takes some time. Then I want to re-listen to this where I was hearing me echo. As long as it doesn't mess up how he sounds or how I sound, it's fine.
There's a chest.
Alright, let's see. The next thing that I do is a compressor. So I'm going to compress this one first. Compressor for game. And that takes time. And you can see it changed. I think it's probably pretty good. And I think I might compress this as well. And that takes time. Alright, let's listen to it without this. Oh, sounds good anyway. I'm going to select them all again. And now the loud list normalization. I was doing 16, but I think I'm going to make it negative 18. Maybe I'll even go, actually I'm going to go full 20. And that takes a lot of time. And then I got to balance them afterwards. You see how that looks now? I'm going to probably leave that one alone. I'm probably just going to raise, well, I should rename these. This is going to be renamed CQ10 game, and then CQ10 mic, and then CQ10 mic 2. Okay, there, I got a balance. So I pulled that down after doing the normalization, down 8 decibels. I put myself up 5 and Connor up 3. I might be able to go down a little bit on mine. I usually keep mine a little bit louder than the kids because of the echo, and that helps cover up the echo. You can't even tell as long as you keep these lined up. So then what I do is I have to export the audio. I want multiple files. I want the tracks separated. I want the numbering before, so it's going to have the numbering before the title. I called it 7.1 because actually episode 10 is going to be made up of 2 different videos that are going to be severely cut down and put together. We had a lot of trouble. And then I export and wait a while. It's going to do that for each one. There we go. And it puts it right here with the recorded folder so that I can pull them into CapCut at the same time. Okay, I should show you how I do my thumbnails. ShotCut is what I use for thumbnails. So in ShotCut, I'm going to drag the file in from here. I'm going to use the first one and look through and see what I can find for useful stuff. And drag it down here. I just kind of scroll through looking for what I might want to use. The biggest thing was the ending battle, so maybe I should go to like near the end and find something for that. Is he turn around anytime soon? There we go, we got them turning around, they turn around. Okay, let's go a little bit. I'm gonna push the arrow keys. Alright, I think I'll take that and I go to export frame. And then I probably should get one of them before the words. So that doesn't look good, but I can use this. I can pull the different ones together. Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize that it showed my thing up in this corner the whole damn time. I have to remember to get rid of that when I don't need it. This is to monitor my my GPU temperature, CPU temperature, the percentage being used, and what my frames are. Which is handy on something other than this. I don't even know why I had it on that. I just didn't notice it. And I didn't think I was going to record it either. So I'm pretty sure I had it on window, and I guess I counted it as that window. Whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Photoshop for the thumbnail. Not a lot of waiting, but it's just a lot of piled up waiting when you do this. I don't like waiting. Okay, so it's this YouTube folder and all of those that I just did. I mean, I like the idea of using that because it does a nice wrap up. It does show that we eventually do succeed. This ominous one is really cool and fits what I've been doing. I'm not sure. I might confer with my co-cat. Hey Connor, these are what we have for screenshots to work with right now, that I'm choosing between. What kind of thing do you have in mind for these?
I think like that one.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Maybe with like, oh no, yeah, that seems That seems
Maybe that one, and maybe I can go back into ShotCut and get another shot of,
yeah.
how I've got a shot of like this. I can get another one right before we fight the other one and put one on one side and one on the other side.
Yeah.
Any on-screen text you think I should put in?
No. I just think that will be interesting enough. Maybe like final or something. Something like that.
Final showdown?
Yeah.
Alright. So that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta go through and find another screenshot real quick in ShotCut, which it'll only take a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got that one and this one. I'll probably use this one because it's got his little minions in it. So I'm gonna get my, I'm gonna zoom in. It won't look so bad once I get them smaller. But I'm gonna cut around this with the eraser tool and not the mouse. I'm gonna get my my drawing pad. I can get rid of a lot of the unnecessary stuff by just doing this. We'll do copy paste, and I'll get rid of this one, and we'll work with this one. Oh, did I cut them off a little bit? I may have a little. Let me undo that. Having the drawing pad makes this much easier. You get the idea. Okay, this looks a lot better. I've adjusted it. I didn't quite do it right before, but now see how I zoom in and it's got a lot more pixels. Alright, well, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut these guys out. Alright, now I think I have the pieces I want to work with. I'm gonna want this gone. I'm gonna see if this paint brush or healing brush will be enough to do it. Pretty much. And this one, I'm probably gonna take this out too. I think I want them down here. There's gonna be a timestamp over that one, so I should need to move it up. The timestamp's gonna be over it a little bit. I don't know, I'm gonna do a little playing around, but you see what I'm doing. Alright, now I'm gonna go into CapCut. I grab all those audios and the video. Wait for them to load in. I'm going to mute that audio because I'm not using it. I'm using the audio I cleaned up. I do it as game, then mic 2, and then mic 1. First thing I do is zoom in, go to the beginning of the recording, select all 3, cut, delete, drag. Now before I go any further, if I'm doing any adjustments, I'll select that and I'll adjust anything I want to adjust in the video. A lot of times I'll like up the saturation a little. I don't really do exposure or contrast a whole lot. This game doesn't really need that, so I don't really do it on this one. But I do on Sable and some other ones. I'll adjust a little bit to make sure that once uploaded, it looks like what I saw. Otherwise, it's a little dull. And this one holds up. This one's okay. And I'll go through and I'll listen to the beginning and I'll make sure that this is good in the beginning. And then I'll listen to the end, which actually in this one we actually did over 2 episodes. So I'm going to tack that on after I did the audio for that one. So all the audio you saw me do for this one, I'm going to have to do for the other one now. This automatically saves, so I can just close it. And go back to Audacity. This one. I know everything you saw me do on the other one, I have to do on this one. And then pop that into the CapCut as well. Alright, now I gotta go down to the end of this video. Put in that one. Game. That is mic 2. Mic. So now in total, this is 1 hour and 30, but I'm gonna be cutting a lot of it out. We redid the battle like over and over and over before we got it, so only need to show it like once, maybe one failure. I'll show a little bit of the editing then. So I'm gonna listen to the beginning. Alright, our wrap up was, sorry, not a wrap up, our intro was about 58 seconds. It's under a minute. That's not bad. I got a little rambly, but I don't think it was boring rambly, so I'm gonna leave it. I'll go down to the end, and after the talking ends, let's hear my outro. Really clean outro. Looks good. Okay. Now I'll go back through. I'll scan. I don't have to watch the whole thing. Went through this dungeon. And the next dungeon. Okay, when do we get out of this area? Then we go in there. right there, I think. I'll cut it and cut out all this walking to get there. And drag all those down. Whoopsies. Check the cut. Right there. We'll skip all the walking. We'll get to here. Oh, what's Connor saying here? I see Connor speaking down here.
Lying here.
Okay, so I think I'm just not going to cut out both of what we were talking about because it didn't matter. Get right to the story. Alright, so that's basically what I'm going to do all the way through. And when I get to like redoing the battle, I probably go... That's one of the first times we went in, I think. So I'll probably go for the... I'll do the reading part. I'll leave the reading part in where I read the stuff before we went in. And then I'll put in our good attempt. And it will cut out like a lot of that. I'll show you a little bit about keyframing. So these things are keyframes that I place. So if I place this somewhere on the timeline and I click here on whatever, it'll keyframe for those attributes, I guess. So I have a keyframe for the scale and position in each of these. And how far apart they are as when in the timeline it happens. So select this so you can see. So I have it showing that we got really low health pretty soon in the battle, honestly. So it makes more sense to cut here. So I've cut, I'm going to cut there. And I've cut to where I'm going to cut into. Delete those. Pull this over. Oops. Helps sometimes just to put it close to so you don't have to go so far to grab it. Is this not on the... It should be not letting me put past it. There we go. It wasn't really on it. So I can check the cut. It's still kind of long, so I'm going to do some more cuts, get it a little shorter. Thinking... The keys were pretty basic, and they usually are. I'm going to cut some of that. So I'm going to put that. And then we get out after getting a key. I'm just going to go here, I think. We'll cut this cave out. Don't need to do getting out of this cave. Make sure it starts good.
Like we are, but I'm still really dumb.
Could leave that part out as well. It's not entirely necessary. I'll just looking at the map. Normally right here is where I would throw in, I have my end screen as a preset. So when I start doing a new series, I'll be putting in my end screen there, which would be really easy. But before that, I was doing, I would import a full screen picture, and I'd put that down there, and I would make it like 20 or so seconds long, and then put in music and stuff for the end screen. But I'm just going to put the end screen right over here because it can be over top of this. That's probably about 20 seconds long anyway. Here, I use this for measurement sometimes. So it's going to start about here, which will be fine. Actually, that's perfect. So I'm not even going to put an end screen on this one. It's done. So the next step, and then it's time to export. 1080p is probably fine for this one. It'd be a faster export that way, so I can just move on. Other ones I've been doing 2K and 20 on this, but I can get by on this pixely game with something smaller, and it takes a while. You'll see. It's going pretty quick because this is at 1080p and 16. But if it was the 2K and the 20, it probably only would have been like 3% right now. Especially at like almost an hour long. If you're up for a little editing section, I am currently editing the video, all of these videos that went into my little how-to showing you what I do. And I got to the end and it sounded like it just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. So I wanted an official wrap-up. So I figured this would make more sense, and it helped me troubleshoot a future episode because I actually recorded this editing section once, and then turns out the mic wasn't hooked up for some reason. I don't know why. I don't remember unplugging it. Maybe Ian bumped it, I don't know. But I discovered it and had to re-record. So that's cool. But it's better to lose like a 2-minute wrap up or whatever I'm doing. I don't know how long it's going to be. And not lose like an hour recording on something important. So I'm glad I noticed it. I should make sure I check that every time now. Always check that. Note to self. I had something else important that I said about it, and I don't remember what it was because I already did it once. Give me a second, I'll think of it. I paused for a second, and I remembered. It was how long it took to do this, because when I put these in here, I have 19 minutes. This is what this is gonna, well, plus the stack on, so 20-ish. And the recording started at, with all the videos in there, like an hour, and that was even with pausing while I did all the things. So it took me to edit CapCut episode 10 that this is about, that you saw me do. It took me in total all these steps like over an hour to do all the steps, and so you can see which episode. And then it probably took me about an hour to do this. So it does take a very, very long time to do what I do. So I hope people can appreciate all the hard work I put into it, as I do pour my heart and soul into these. I make stuff that hopefully I can be proud of and everybody likes. And it is a lot of work. So maybe think of that when you want to hit a like or not. It is a lot of work. Start liking people's stuff. It's a lot of work. Okay, bye.